guys, and welcome to another episode of me trying to paint the game I just played. So basically the game I played was called Manual Samuel. So basically, this is actually... Okay, well, good enough. So Manual Samuel. So what can we say about this game? It's a story-based game where you play as Samuel, a rich little brat. Shit, he doesn't have a buddy. Anyway, this is Samuel. He's a rich little brat who... The story starts with him breaking up with his girlfriend and he dies. When he dies, he goes to hell and there he meets Death. Death has other plans for Sam, though. So what happens is that Death makes a pact with Sam, and Sam gets to go back to living if he managed to get through one whole day, just one day, with doing everything manual. That is blinking manually. That is breathing manually. That is brushing, like everything you need to do manually. So you need to, in this game, what you do is you have... I played it with a controller. I thought it was quite decent playing it with the controller. I don't know about keyboard and mouse, but I've heard a lot of people complain that it's very difficult to play it with a keyboard and mouse. But you have all of these buttons, right, on a keyboard. So the way you control this game is by having... Actually, this is just a stick, and then yeah. Anyway, then we have this situation. Anyway, so what happens is that you control walking with LB and RB, or LT and RT, sorry. So those you control his legs with, and then the top ones you control his arms. So you have 4 buttons with your 4 fingers to control his legs and arms, and then you have XYBA or whatever controller. I'm using an Xbox controller, so I'm using those buttons. So the XYBA, they control different functions of his body. It's like X is breathe in and B is breathe out. So you continuously have to press X and then you need to press B. On top of that, you do need to press A in order to blink. And you know, you need to continuously do that throughout the day, because if he doesn't breathe, what happens if you don't breathe? You die. So yeah, so you continuously need to work on keeping some bodily functions going. You need to use the controller and you need to control everything more or less manually. And throughout this day, you need to go to work, you need to do everything you need to do in the morning, you need to take a shower, you need to brush your teeth and all of that shit. And so basically the game is going through from morning when the sun comes up until late at night where the sun goes down and it becomes night. You need to survive this whole day with all of the trials that's going on during the day, and you need to remember to breathe, you need to remember to blink, you need to remember to breathe out, you need to remember to move your legs, you need to remember how to hold stuff. I never managed to get coffee with this game because I just managed to throw it right at me and get burned. So yeah. Yeah, so it's a 2D game. It's very simple in that it's not very long. I think I played it through in like an hour and 45 minutes in total. So it is quite quick game. It is quite nice. The story is quite interesting. It could be a very, very interesting story. I gave it a 4 out of 10 when I was reviewing it. For the reason that I feel like after a while it becomes very repetitive. You actually never die in this game, and you can, like, as soon as you just keep on playing, you eventually, hopefully, will get through it, because hopefully you will have some kind of learning mechanism where you actually learn a pattern of how to do it. So it's just pattern recognition and just remembering to do that pattern and then just continue doing that for this whole day. You will encounter enemies which you need to fight and do, like, yeah, you need to fight them and do things with them. And it's going to be various difficulty levels on these enemies, but as said before, you can never die, so it doesn't matter. You can still get through the game. There was a lot of frustrations at the end. I felt like one of the things that I got annoyed by was that you cannot, if you start an animation, you cannot cancel it. So I died a lot of times because I started an animation and then I realized I was doing the wrong one and trying to change it. However, it didn't work. So I got stuck in the animation for the first action that I wanted to do, and then I died because of it. So there's a little bit of clunky controls and whatnot. But yeah, this whole game is about just going through, pressing your legs, go forward, and like using them to you have to alternate the legs, because you cannot go with one leg only, because that would just the game would yell at you when you're doing that, and breathing and blinking and all of that shit. So yeah, I think that is basically more or less how you play Manual Samuel. And because the thing is that they did call him Sam throughout the whole game, so they just shortened Samuel. So I was so used to saying Sam. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you later. Bye.